Beautiful little Tujunga. Look at those clouds though. Storm's coming in. So I'm getting this little last ride in before the storm for the next couple days. And my ears are freezing. For some reason the rest of my body's fine, but just my ears. But in order to distract myself from my stinging ears, figured I'd tell y'all about a little story about this bike here, my Emonda. This frame that I bought. Call this a bike shop horror story. That sounds fun, right? Oh, look at that. It is so pretty up at the top of that mountain. Okay. So, bike shop horror story. I bought this frame used off of a cool guy. Gosh, I don't know if it was off Craigslist or Facey Marketplace, Facebook, but I had a Emonda ALR aluminum frame, and I came across this one, carbon Emonda SL, and swapped all my group sets. So I drove out to Orange County. We went out to Orange County to check out this frame, and you know, buying a carbon, anything used carbon fiber, there's reason to be cautious, right? You want to inspect the frame. You know, I'm not completely, cars going by. I'm not completely naive to, you know, maybe some of the cover-ups some people might want to use to cover up some cracks or whatever. Like, you know, I have an idea of where to look in the frame to where things would be broken, whatever. Anyways, I purchased this here frame, and I wanted it done quick, so I just brought my ALR, my aluminum frame, over to a bike shop that will not be named in this video. And had them, I was like, okay, please swap my group set, everything over to this frame. Gosh, I'm trying. There's some more information that I would like to give in the story, but then I don't want it to be incriminating, give the bike shop or the people away, so we'll stop there. So I dropped my bike off. I get a call that it's ready. I come pick it up, and the mechanic who worked on my bike said, okay, it's ready, come talk to me when you pick it up. So I'm like, uh-oh. Let's see. I figured, you know, it's a used bike. Bike shops want you to buy new stuff. Like, I figured he was just gonna give me grief for buying a used bike. I don't know. Anyways, I arrive. I ask for my bike. The gentleman comes out who worked on my bike, and he immediately asks me, where did you get this bike? Where did you get this frame? I'm like, what? Why bleep? And he's sort of being weird, asking me some questions. I'm like, I kind of don't feel comfortable, but I got it used, and I just said off of a friend. He said, well, there was, I'm trying to remember, hey, homie, I'm trying to remember exactly the words he said, but he basically said there was a hole drilled in my bike. There was a hole. Like, upon purchasing, there was a hole that I did not notice, supposedly. And I'm like, whoa. And so I'm like asking questions, like, wait, so he's explaining. All right, so let me see if I can show you. Excuse the crotch shot, but see right there where the cable's going into the frame? Where they have internal cable routing, there's these little, what would you call it? There's basically screws and a little holder that holds the cable housing. Anyways, what he explained to me, well, first he's like, oh, this bike, it looks all corroded. It's been sweat on. I'm like, I know. I saw it, showing those little mounts I was talking about. He's like, so someone tried to, what is the story? He said, basically someone drilled through what he claimed, through there, where the cable goes into the frame, and went through the tube, down, drilled all the way through, and then poked a hole into the bottom of the tube, all the way down in the bottom. If that makes sense, the bottom of my top tube from the top of the top tube. And but then he kind of said, he changed his story. He's like, oh, well, I'm like, because I'm asking questions. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, there was a bump from them drilling, the drill going through. So I put JB weld to fix it. So I'm like, wait, doesn't make sense, because either was it, because I was asking like, wait, so it drilled through, and then he was like, no, there was a bump, like, just doesn't make sense. So I look, and maybe here, I'll see if you can see it. There's just a sloppy fucking, excuse my French, smear of JB weld in this hole in the bottom top tube of my bike that, you know, I'm gonna let this truck pass, hold on. This hole in this bike frame that I am, God, 95 to 99% sure I would have noticed either a hole or a bump. I mean, I guess I understand what the story he was trying to explain was that if someone drilled through the top here, drill goes through and kind of taps and maybe pushes out from it. No, it doesn't make sense though. It doesn't make sense. Basically, my mechanic drilled a hole. My mechanic drilled a hole in my bike, in my bike frame. So, and I'm a good customer. I come in a lot. I'm pretty chill, easygoing. So, I'm sure, like, let's say what I believe probably happened, the bike shop drilled a hole in my bike. Let's say that's true. Then, ooh, how pretty. That would kind of make sense why he asked me immediately when I walked in, where did you get this bike? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, how bad did I fuck up? How bad did I mess up? So, long story short, I guess, not so short. I said, all right, well, that's crazy. And he's like, oh, it's all good though, JB weld, it's, you know, it's just a hole, doesn't hinder or affect the integrity of the carbon, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's been fine. I've been riding it for, God, I just looked on my Strava, I think like 7,000 miles since I've had this frame. And it's fine, but, and it's a used frame that I got for cheap. And, you know, another component of the story, another piece of, I guess you could say, evidence. The gentleman I purchased this bike frame from is, how do I say, he's pretty well known in the local cycling scene. He works and shows his face and is a part of a lot of different companies that are very popular in the cycling industry for, let's say, nutrition, and he's a competitive person, competitive cyclist. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, this person, when I met them to buy this bike, I mean, they weren't trying to hide their identity. I'm actually remembering now, yeah, it was on Facebook, so it was connected to their Facebook profile. Why would someone in that position try and sneakily sell another cyclist, another local cyclist, a bike frame with a hole in it and not tell them? And like I said, dude was super nice, answered all the questions I had, gave me a great deal. Like, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I just don't think it adds up. I think my bike shop drilled a hole in my bike and lied about it, but you know, I can't really prove it. And like I said, the one thing, if this is a freaking $2, $3, $5, $10,000 frame or something brand new, but I don't, even if I could afford that, I don't know if I would do that. That's ridiculous. But anyways, thought I'd share that. So just like, I don't know, what's the lesson here? Like, I guess what I got out of this was reinforce, okay, because like, I question myself, right? I'm like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I missed this hole or bump, which was a chance I did, for sure. The chance I did, or Jeffrey, my boyfriend, did. 2 people looking over the frame. But I don't think so. So it kind of, the lesson was like having confidence in myself and obviously having to somewhat assert myself in that situation. I mean, that's like the literal definition of gaslighting, right? They're like telling me I'm crazy. I'm like, dude, let's check the frame. Funny. And also, wow, oh my gosh. Sorry, red-tailed hawk soaring there. Look at that. Can you see that? Amazing. Other lesson. Become well-versed in at least basic mechanics and be able to work on your bike and swapping a group set over. I mean, I'm lucky enough to live with someone who's very capable as a mechanic and help me out. But I've, on my own figured out a lot. Through him, figured out a lot. And then YouTube, man, YouTube, you can figure out how to do anything on YouTube. Woo! So, yeah, just, it's like I'm encouraged, other lesson, I encourage everyone, all cyclists, to become more competent mechanically, just for basic stuff. And also just to be able to catch these things, bike shops, these mechanics, like, it's not the same as someone working on their own bike. And obviously there's a variation with, different mechanics and skills and how much time they're willing to put in, how are they drinking, like what, but just pay attention and take responsibility for your stuff. It's kind of like, I mean, especially now, cycling industry they're trying to rob us, man. The markups on everything. So yeah, especially with buying used, you have to be extra vigilant, right? Because it's used product. You don't know what's happened to it. All right, I'm gonna climb that road up that mountain.